I know I'm kind of rayon down. I know Dan wanted me to talk about rayon.
I feel like I
Um,
don't know, we could do a little bit of rayon. All right. Well, what else? Did you get any other suggestions?
um, nothing. I mean, people had questions, like
Okay, we could go
random ass
through. We
questions.
could. Do you want? We could just go through some random. We could take a segment. This is called this random ass questions.
Yeah, what was the other? Oh, do you want to talk about old really quick?
Do we want to do random ass questions and then talk about old?
Yeah, then MJ, can you source us like a funny YouTube mentor video to close our Sunday off of? Because we have about like 45 minutes left.
I'll find one.
So okay, yeah, good. Do some good on
Let's
the
get
Gazette
there.
or
Let's get there. Some
something.
questions. I don't think I have a
Oh right,
three-person camera with the new thing set up.
I thought I made it for you.
Wait,
Remember?
let me. I'll go through the four-person.
So here is our question number one: collar bars.
What about them?
That's it, baby.
Do we like it or no? Is that the
I
question?
think I
Or?
could talk about this for like 2 minutes.
I feel like I could. Yeah,
So
I could.
this
I mean, I could. I
this
could. Well, no, hold on. I'll leave up in the this thing because I'm gonna try to find the collar bars that I like.
okay, yeah, look up like 1930s. Yeah, collar bars. Yeah, come on, dude. I mean, we could just throw up a picture or something or something, you know.
I mean, yeah. So I still like collar bars, and
Nope.
I particularly like the
Where's
really
where's
simple ones. Not those.
uh
Not even.
uh
Not those.
we're shopping for you.
I like
I mean,
some.
the bar ones aren't bad. Like it's nothing too bad, but I like there you go, right there, the left, right there, the left, bottom left. That's it.
I
Like
no. See, I
pink.
like the ones
No,
that are
oh
just
no, it's
like.
on the other side.
Oh, it's flipped.
There, I
Well, okay, so I mean,
no,
I could go and get like mine. Okay, so I guess
no.
I like the ones that are literally like just no. This is closer to it, but if it didn't have any like embossing or whatever.
Just look up 1930s collar bar. I'm just gonna give it to you.
Yeah. But I do like
Um,
collar bars. I mean, obviously they look really great with spear point collar shirts.
yeah. None of these. I
Uh
think.
I you have to and I yeah, I mean, you have to have a okay, this is what I like. See like something like this.
Oh, see, I'm not a big fan of that one.
No, I like these. I like some I really want a gold one that's like this simple.
Oh,
Even something like this, just like I like that very like straight bar.
so yeah, I like the one next to it. I like the round ones that look like a safety pin on both ends, but it's
Mhm.
not. It's just a clip. That's the ones I prefer to wear.
Yeah.
And the thing, so for me, like if I speak for Spencer here, if I'm wearing a tie, and I'm not wearing an OCBD, I'm usually wearing a collar bar. And they
Yeah.
work for spear point collars, they work for regular point collars, whatever. And it's not really a formality thing. To me, again, if you've read my article or my essay on OCBDs, you know my whole thing is about framing the collar and the tie and like how they interact with each other. It's kind of like how like it's not just about pant break, it's about how like the pants interact with with the shoe, you know? So it's like one of those things. And collar bars just make like a wearing a tie more interesting, especially when the collar. I mean, technically it works for stiff collars too, which is what originally it was used for to kind of make sure like the how stiff the collar is, it wouldn't
Here
it
you
would
go.
still stay in place.
If anyone was looking for a Spencer style collar bar for $15, here you go.
Yeah. But I like wearing them just with anything. Even if I wear it like with chinos or with jeans, I still like wearing a collar bar. If I'm wearing a spear point collar shirt or like a work shirt, it just makes it more interesting. I feel like shirt collars kind of like they're kind of boring without it, honestly. Like yeah, I feel like it looks a little too like normal or normy if you're
Hmm.
not using a collar bar or if there's no CBD or something. So
No, I really like
yeah.
how collar bars look. I couldn't find my gold one, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have worn one at the wedding yesterday. Um, but Yeah, I really they look, I mean, they look great with spear point collars. It's just
Hmm.
a really great match for it. We did get a quick question from David. Regarding high
Yeah.
rise trousers, is creasing around the crotch something you have to live with, or have you found a material that
MG,
can
can you write these down or put them in the chat, like in our internal chat, so I can put them in the video description?
uh yeah, so is there, have you found a material that can mitigate it?
Well, you just have to have wider, like so the creasing around the crotch, like you just have to get more room in your trouser. And by that, it's not just about being like a wider leg, it's about having a longer U rise. So it's also not just about back rise, it's about front rise too. So the more room you have overall throughout the trouser, not in the waist, but it's kind of like in the cupping area and then the hips area, which will go along with like the thighs and everything. You have more there, it should theoretically, again, I'm not a tailor, I'm not a pattern maker, but theoretically, it should just drape straight down. It's better if you have like military chino fabric or wool, flannel, something like that. Heavy cotton is bad because I had this recently with my Atelier Fugue trousers that I've gone back and forth with. I've had like the crotch let out or whatever, and so what I found is that the trousers were about a half inch too long, and originally I just would hike them up as much as possible, right? But then over time, every trouser will sag down. Doesn't if you have a belt, sometimes it'll still sag. If you have suspenders, it might be better, but more often than not, trousers will sag down. And so what happened is when you have like a heavy, like a moleskin trouser or something like that, as your trousers sag, and your pants start to break, what happens is the way the fabric catches travels all the way up through the leg, and so um, as your trouser breaks, at the top where your crotch area meets like the hip, that will start to crease, creating some like wrinkling in the crotch. And so the way to do that is, and I found this out recently, is that I was like, fuck, like why is this happening? I ended up just rolling my trousers up a half an inch, and I saw that the trousers from Italian Food draped much better. They'd stopped wrinkling there, and it's all it's because like the fabric is heavier because it's like moleskin, so it's more prone to like catching it on itself, just like jeans, where if the jeans kind of like if jeans are too big, like you can't just cinch them like a wool pant. Like you end up seeing like weird creases in like the crotch of the seat and stuff like that. So that's why with a high rise, it's gotta be like the trouser crotch or the U-rise can't be cut sharply inside because then you start to get like again gathering and wrinkling there. So like you have to equalize it, making sure that the front of your trouser kind of just goes straight down, which means by increasing your U-rise measurements. So that's kind of what you have to look for in high-waisted trousers. Not all high-waisted trousers are made the same way. Like sometimes a high-waisted trouser will have like a short fly, and then it just will sit weird, and there's it's kind of not an exact science, but frequently what I found out is the way the best trousers go is that it has to be a really good draping material. There's got to be it's got to hang with very minimal break, and you've got to have a long U rise and a good hip thigh measurement to kind of equalize all that room to make sure it sits properly.
Well, there you
So
go.
hopefully that answers your question, David. This is a good question because I literally go through this. This is why I go back to the tailor because I'm
That's
always like,
that's something worth clipping, putting on YouTube separately, I guess. This is the final word on how to get your high-rise trousers to fit.
yeah, because you can't just make a low rise like I finally found out you can't make a low rise trouser a high waist even by sizing up. Like because it's cut sharply in different ways. Like you can technically do it if it costs you if it was cheap, and then you just spend all the rest of the money at your tailor, but it's better just to find, like when you look at trousers that are high waisted inherently, it's always a really long U rise,
Yeah.
a really good thigh measurement, all that kind of
I mean,
stuff. So
I think a good, this is not necessarily your question, but I think a good thing to look for is just if it has
that's a good one.
a long zipper, um, good
Long
indication.
fly.
Or long, yeah,
Yeah.
long fly, because I mean, like, yeah, I don't really wear any of my low-rise pants that I like just hike up anymore, but yeah, like the ones that I would do that, it just doesn't look right if you're wearing them super high rise but they have a really short fly. This looks just looks off. Did you get any more super random questions? Oh, hey, there's a gold
Yes.
one. Okay, I've been looking for a gold one in this style. Maybe I should. Okay.
See, to me, the bar ones are too fancy.
Too
Even though
fancy?
they're like, maybe not fancy. Maybe like to me, they look too much like the '80s ones that are also like
I don't know.
typically
I
bar
always
style.
those always like think seem more like 20s, 30s to me. Like I know that, obviously.
Well, okay. So here's my thing. So this is why this whole segment's gonna be clipped. But when it's a
Oh,
bar,
this is a good one. This
um,
is another
it
Spencer style. I'm gonna add this to what I'm $4? Okay, hold
you're
on.
buying, you're buying. Don't sign in. You'll
I'm
thank me
gonna do
later.
it. I'm gonna do it another window.
What I was gonna say is that so the when I see Ralph Lauren ones, and this happened after the fact, like I own both. Okay, I own both the bar one and the uh like the circle like safety pin double ended one as well. Um, but when I was younger, and what helped me get used to wearing the collar bar more often is seeing old Ralph Lauren ads with the collar bar or the collar pin, and it's always the safety pin style ones. And so to me, that seemed more conducive to be worn with like Oxford shirts, um, work shirts and whatever, as opposed to the bar one. The bar one seemed a little too not formal, but I just didn't see enough of it being used for other things other than like like a dress shirt or like a a stiff collar. So early on I internalized that to be like, okay, well, this is the one I'm going to use forever, the circular one. And so that's why I use it with everything. And again, like I said, I wear it with jeans. Like it doesn't matter if it's like a if I'm wearing a tie and a spear point shirt, I'm gonna be wearing the circle one. So like to me that's the one I like the most, and I especially didn't get into it, but it should be 2 inches maximum.
Yeah.
Anything, I mean, they probably don't make them shorter, but anything longer will be too long. It's just not attractive.
Okay. Well, anyway,
It's
I
just not
just I
flattering.
just purchased that for a total of $8.50.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
There
pretty
you
good
go.
price.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Okay, sorry. Get into the other random questions.
Yeah. From Vince Vox 23, we've got memes.
Just
Wait,
like
is that a question or?
It just says memes, man.
what is it? Okay. What about them?
No, I can't tell you because it just says meme. Um, we got another question here from Space Based X, a frequent messenger or message sender, um, in my DMs. Says I noticed you basically never wear white shirts, not even a custom Spear Point one. Any reason for that? With a number 4 fan 4 stick.
I can give my quick answer really quick, and then some, and then
I did
like.
answer this a little bit in my feed, but I will
Uh,
give the longer answer after Spencer. So go ahead.
so anyway, my short answer is I don't have any. Like I have I think one Brooks Brothers white Oxford that I just never wear because it's a white Oxford that seems more boring than a white any other kind of white shirt. I don't know.
Yeah.
I am interested. I've been looking for a white shirt, but I want something kind of interesting. Like I really like the Bryceland's teardrop shirt with the spear point because I don't necessarily want something too workweary or Western. I mean, I think a white Western shirt would be cool, but I really do want something that I could wear with a tie, something that's still kind of workwear. I know Real McCoy's or Buzz Rickson makes a white chambray with this USN style gigantic pockets. Something like that I think would be cool. But I do want a white shirt, just something more interesting than your standard white shirt,
Absolutely. Yeah, for me, it's Spencer hits it on the head there. A lot of stuff for me about tailoring involves the classic combination of a striped shirt and patterned tie. I get into that in the upcoming episode that you'll hear in 2 weeks. So not this coming one, but the next one. We talk about the Esquire man. It just wasn't I mean, it was very corporate look, but a lot of hashtag menswear is the Esquire man. I'm sorry. It was built on striped shirts and patterned ties. So my whole thing is based on that. So I just never really I own them. I have a white sports shirt that I do wear. I did wear it if you saw my store my post today. I did wear it with olive chinos. So technically I did get some Peter Griffin up on this. um but I did wear it. I don't wear it like I don't do like a dress shirt. I do it like untucked, like Guayabera style with like a fedora or something. I do have a white spirit point. One of my first ever Ascot Chang uh, uh commission was a white like basket weave or like jacquard weave cotton shirt, and I don't wear it. I also did buy a white poplin OCBD or button down collar shirt. Don't wear that one as much either because I have a lot of check jackets, but like I guess a plain shirt and pattern tie is kind of cool, but like because it's white, it's just so stark. Like I would rather wear like a chambray, which is a plain shirt, or like a blue Oxford shirt, or like a rayon plain shirt. But white is a little too, I mean, not corporate, just a little bit boring. I still wear it like every once in a while. You might see it. I don't publicize it very much because it's sometimes maybe I feel like the outfit's not that good. But um, but yeah, that's my whole thing with white shirts. Wow, we got some more questions. We got David
Yeah,
asking some more
David.
stuff here. Maybe David, let me. I know that's a pretty good one. Maybe we could finish off with that one before we watch a video. So I'm gonna go through some other stuff here, because there's only two more. I got this is from Platzmania. Stripes, chalk, pin, or rope. What's the best for tall, short, fat, thin people? Kind of goes with what David's saying here. I'll answer that second question with David's later on, but I think I can speak for both of us when we say we both like chalk stripe the best.
Oh, absolutely. I love Chalkstripe.
Yeah, pull up a picture, Spencer. Maybe you
Okay,
could show them
let
what
me
the
let me
difference.
Google like Chalkstripe versus Pinstripe. Let me see.
Yeah, MJ, what do you think? I mean, I'm assuming you're gonna say pinstripe because it's just cooler.
So yeah, you can see the difference.
Yeah, I
We'll
mean, you can
use
like.
okay. Well, here's
Yeah,
a vintage illustration.
yeah,
Um,
there you go.
but I mean, I just like the more defined like stripe. I just think it looks like way better. You
Yeah, MJ,
know?
what are your thoughts on it? Take a look at it on Spencer's feed.
Uh, I could go either way. I would go chalk because it, like, yeah, like Spencer said, it does stand out a little bit more because it's
Hmm.
thicker.
And I mean, I still like it's like kind of hashtag menswear, but it's like, dude, like the like the gray, and white like chalk stripe, the navy and white
Navy,
chalk stripe,
brown.
like all still like so good, man. It's like very Savile
Because the
Row, kind of
pinstripe
like
is like it's
30s
like
business wear.
yeah, it's
Like
like
it's
you're
very
being
cool.
too safe.
Hmm.
It's too safe to be
And
pinstripe.
yeah,
A
look at
lot of
this. Hey, man,
yeah,
that's great.
a lot of the best stuff that you think of, like Ralph Lauren advertisements, um, Wall Street. You know, all the best stuff is always chalk stripe, man.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like that's just what it is. So
Of
that's
course, there's the
that's our
Drakes.
yeah. I think chalk stripe is more interesting than pinstripe.
That's a very thick chalk stripe on the Drake's one. I still like it,
yeah.
but I'm not
Like it's almost like a
sure.
boating stripe kind of like
Yeah,
a.
that's very thick.
A
Hey,
lot of people love it. I actually don't like this outfit at all. Like I
I
don't.
don't like how the jacket looks on him. It like the lapels are like the gorge is like really high.
I also don't think it looks good. Like I get it's flannel, but I don't like it with like the
I
purple. Like
yeah.
it looks like someone else trying to do Drake's. Like this
Hmm.
doesn't feel. I mean, the thing is, no offense, Michael Hill, but like Drake's has kind of gotten away from what we first discovered. We've done a couple streams on that already, but like
For
this is like
we're the arbiters of what Drake's should be, and
yeah,
it should be
yeah.
exactly what it was when he first found
Okay,
it.
that's bad. I hate that.
I don't like that. Too fuzzy.
Yeah.
Wholesome masculinity and chalkstripe from theweedpig.com.
The
the
tweet. Wait,
tweed.
the
Oh, Tweed
hold on,
Pig, sorry.
hold on. The weed pig. Weed pig.
I like that a lot more. Quite unobtrusive since 2010. Tattoo free? Well, I guess he's getting a gift for Christmas.
Okay, what is this? We mustn't confuse pinstripe with chalkstripe. The difference between a pinstripe and chalkstripe pattern, blah 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 blah. I mean, he's got it. Fox Brothers. He's covering Fox Brothers right here. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. Wholesome masculinity. A Colmore tailors of Birmingham understand the bulls and chalkstripe be tokens of man who means business, confidence and masculinity. Um, interesting.
Very interesting.
Okay, I mean, this seems like a nice blog. Okay, it's done. See, this is what I don't like about modern blogs, man. I don't.
I mean, this is
That
bad.
was
This looks like fucking Jack Skellington. I don't like this very much.
well, maybe that's the whole point, right? You wear that with
Yeah.
some Chelsea boots and you get like a tat,
Yeah, this guy's like 6'10" or something.
Yeah.
Can you find his Instagram? What the hell is this?
What,
Like,
the tweed pig?
yeah. Or I was just saying he probably has something on his website, like a contact
No.
or something. Here we go.
Oh god. He's one of these guys. Oh, 2018. Did he die?
Still not. Why do you put a filter on your stuff, dude?
It's
Why do you put a filter on the picture of
everything.
Daniel
It's a
Day-Lewis?
filter on everything.
Bro.
Okay, this is a bad Instagram. Sorry, dude. I hate to say it, but it's a bad. What?
Oh no! Oh no! Alan Flusser of Oh, it's just like a picture, I think, of Alan Flusser's book, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is like super hashtag menswear.
Yeah, bad Instagram. Sorry, dude. I hope he's not dead. Let's see when his last
Oh,
blog post was.
Oh, back!
Wait, what? Oh no. I'm hating on a follower. I'm sorry, guy. Okay, well.
Best moment of the stream of all time.
Somebody clip it.
This is
Oh no. Okay, well, does this blog post have like dates?
Oh my god, he's like yeah. Imagine we just drop followers right now, dude.
Yeah, and then I refresh the page and it no longer says follow back.
It says it's followed by like everyone we know, dude. It's followed by Bernard Rotzel, Vincent Tailoring. I don't know. Wait, you're following? Oh wow, you followed? I mean, I only follow Douglas.
I don't remember
Or-
following. I mean, I don't know.
Who's Lord Catton?
I have no idea, but
You
that's who
click it?
follows him.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
At least you didn't show him the Instagram of that kid. Show the Instagram of that kid who like is obsessed with the Black Dahlia and
Oh
like
my
compares other
God.
people to the
can
Black
we?
Dahlia.
So can we can talk about
No,
that
we
without?
can't.
Well, I think we
Yeah,
can like
okay,
maybe
okay. Let me talk this is
without
great-
doing
this is a-
any identifying.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so we said this before. This is a crazy clip. Now this is like AMA plus we hate our followers plus this story. So
Wait, hold on. Is he
Here we
posting?
go.
Who is this?
I don't know.
Okay, I was trying to figure out if he was...
Get off the account, Spencer. Just get out of the account before you perjure yourself.
Okay.
Pull up a picture of I don't know.
Black
Anyway,
Dahlia. Well, not the murder. I'll pull up a
yeah.
Elizabeth.
Maybe just don't don't do it. Just don't.
Okay.
We don't want to be demonetized even if we are. Anyway, so Spencer and I, and MT's heard this like twice now. Spencer and I were at the Long Beach flea market. Okay, and we're wearing what we typically wear to a flea market. It's kind of like milsurpy. We're wearing like a fedora.
I mean, it's like very like practical, but still like vintage. So it's like workwear,
Yeah.
milsurp, like denim, jeans, like
yeah,
whatever.
exactly. And so we were at this like vintage this vendor for vintage watches, and all of us were like Jay and I bought one that day.
Yeah, this guy had a really good collection.
Yeah, and so we were and Jay's wearing a white white jersey chore coat from Uniqlo, and it looks kind of like Palm Beach, which is a proprietary fabric. We've talked about it before, but if you don't know, it's a proprietary fabric by the mill by like the brand Palm Beach in like the 20s through like the mid 50s. It's like, a mix of like mohair rayon, and it kind of looks and feels similar to the treatment of like this jersey knit, the dry jersey knit chore coat from Uniqlo a couple seasons ago that Jay's owned. And so we're there, we're looking at the watches, we're talking with the watchmaker. The guy is super helpful, he's giving recommendations and everything. And we see this like for lack of a better term, a kid. He's probably like 20 years old or something like that.
Yeah,
But
like
this
19
guy
or 20.
kind of this like small statured, very skinny guy wearing, and I had seen him around the flea market just and I at first thought, oh cool, there's a guy that wearing like a pinstripe suit or a chalkstripe suit with a fedora, and I didn't get to get up close to him, so I was like, oh, this guy seems kind of cool. He wasn't, but he he's there too. He's looking at pocket watch. He goes like, you guys like pocket watches? And we go like, no, and we kind of just keep going about our business or whatever, and then he says something like, "Is that Palm Beach?" Like pointing to what's it called, to Jay's chore coat, and he goes like, "Oh no, it's not." He goes, "Well, it looks like Palm Beach." And we're like,
And I think at this point, I said it's like I don't think Palm Beach made like chore coats, trying to signal to him it's like, bro, I know like what it's like, hey, I know my stuff too.
yeah.
And then he was just like, no, actually they did. And I'm like,
Well, to be fair, we did see the Palm Beach like military tunic, right? We
Yeah,
did
that's
see
true.
that. So maybe this guy's, being whatever. And so anyway, another beat passes, and this is basically our what's up hot dog, dude.
yeah.
Because so we go back to looking and go back to talking, and we hear him go like, "Hey, what's your name?" And then Jay is just like he's very, like talking to this guy twice. He's like just stone faced.
He might have. I think he might have been like he might have been like asking like the vendor a question, so he kind of had an excuse. But yeah, he was like not interested in talking to this guy.
The guy again says like, "Hey, what's your name?" And then like I don't want to be awkward. I'm being friendly. I go, "Oh, hey, like I'm Ethan." And the guy goes, "No, I'm talking to this guy." And I'm like, all right, I'm done. Like I tried. I did my best.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I was like, I'm Jay. He goes, "Oh, hey, my name is Blank." I don't even remember the guy's name. He goes, "Oh, my name is Blank." And we're like, cool. And we just go back to like talking about watches.
But
And
yeah.
he goes like, well, we'll see you later. And I'm like, and he walks away. And I wish I could say the story ends there, but I don't know how we saw. I think someone else that we followed like knew
no.
him
So
or
I
tagged
think
him
no. I think what happened was you sent like they. I mean, I don't not to so, like he was tagged in a photo that you found, and so you found his Instagram.
Well, yeah.
And-
Well, the reason it wasn't like that. Like I think a friend tagged someone else at the flea market, and I went on that person because I knew them, but I don't follow them. I looked on that person, and then on that guy's story, he took a picture with the pocket watch guy in question.
Yeah.
And so we saw it, and it's the most bizarre Instagram I've ever seen.
Well, no, yeah. So I started going through it, and I saw like a post, like a one post about like the Black Dahlia murder. For those of you who don't know, it's an unsolved murder that happened in the 1940s. And I saw like one, like or two posts about it. I'm like, huh. And then I started going through it, and I'm like, almost every post has some mention of the Black Dahlia murder in some way. Like he'll post a photo of like a random like he posted a photo of like you know those like outside of like nail salons, they'll have those like kind of like 80s style drawings of like people with beautiful hair or nails. He posted like one of those, and it's like, beautiful woman, reminds me of Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia, or whatever. And like had like a long like IGTV like fucking like 4-hour discussion about it, like visits places that she was photographed at, like speculates. Like he posted something about an actor who died, I can't remember who it was, and then his post was like, he was also suspected of being, the murderer of the Black Dahlia. I'm like, okay, that's why you're posting about it. But it's like so fucking weird. Like every goddamn post is about this.
Yeah, and it's a lot of horny posting too. Like he just straight up like reblogs or reposts.
Yeah, or it'll be like, it's like, here's like Rita Hayworth looking sexy in lingerie. Oh no, here's the other thing he does. He posts a lot of photos of like old Hollywood actresses without makeup and comments on how beautiful they are without makeup. Like that's his other thing.
Dude, I think this guy killed the Black Dahlia, dude.
He's the Black Dahlia murderer.
Yeah, there you go. Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that story. Okay, David, I'm gonna get to you right now. Okay, so David says, how much do you consider your physique when you dress? For example, sweaters. Depending on the thickness of the material, that can make your chest look unflattering. Guys like Zanification and Urban Competition look great in sweaters, but I notice other IG accounts almost never photograph themselves in sweaters alone. I will say that for us, we don't like for like we just don't wear sweaters
Yeah.
because we're in California. If we
Yep.
do,
I
we
mean,
usually love layering with it, so
yeah,
that's
I
kind
was
of the
gonna
big
say I
thing.
wear sweaters, but only to layer because I mean, usually by itself, a sweater feels like too plain. And I mean, here's
Yeah,
my other thing:
exactly.
like, I like having easy access to like a shirt or jacket pocket. If you cover it up
Yeah.
with a sweater, don't have easy access anymore. You have to have a jacket, so you have that pocket again. You know?
Yeah. So, and one thing is I know that maybe Urban Competition is a little bit better because he likes things a little bit looser, but like Zane, I'm not a biggest fan of like his like the fit of his clothing. Excuse me, God, this cider, man.
Take a shot.
Um, take a shot of cider. But like yeah, if you don't have like a built body or even a slim body and you wear your knitwear as slim as he does, it probably won't look flattering. The thing is it's like a good middle ground between because we like a nice silhouette in knitwear, but we also don't want it to be like boxy either, you know? So it's like right in the middle is the sweet spot. And um yeah, so in terms of sweaters, it's a little bit of if you like it, you just kind of gotta get over it. Like I can't like none of us have like a great body, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we still wear sweaters, crew necks, and maybe they hug your chest a little too much or they hug your stomach, but like sometimes you just want to wear it,
Yeah, and I
like
mean, hey,
we just gotta do it.
I think one of the things that we both like about the classic 1930s silhouette is it does kind of make you it makes you look good. Like, it makes you look very
Yeah, because it's like
built and
it's kind of
masculine,
like
you know?
yeah, the ribbing. I mean, it's also like the ribbing part of it, how the thick of the material is. Again, like so there I have a heavy tweed, like a heavy lamb's wool sweater from J. Crew that I actually don't like wearing because of that reason. But then I like wearing like my cotton knitwear because I don't know, I also tuck a lot, so like that kind of helps too. Like I don't know, I don't really think about it as much. But in generally in terms of like physique when we dress, I feel like if we're talking about proportions, it's a little bit different. Like technically, I shouldn't wear wide leg pants because I'm shorter, but I do it anyway. Um, but in terms of like physique stuff, I mean, a good example is like the shape of our legs. That's a big one. And we were talking about this in the Discord with Caparo, where we're kind of recommending, or I was recommending him like a fit of Levi's, and I was like, like it's not as easy as just buying like 5'11", 501, whatever. What matters is how the pants drape when you wear
Mm-hmm.
it, and so it's at that point, like when I consider my physique, it's like, okay, what looks good based on my body type. And so with like jeans, I don't get a slim fit. I have to get a straight or like a wide fit jean because because of my like bigger thighs, if I get too slim, it'll look too much like a skinny jean, even if it's not a inherently a skinny jean. So I keep that in mind when I do it. I also tend to get, I have like kind of a prominent chest. And so like if I stand too straight, I get like it's not like if I sag, it's like man boob situation. So it's like I typically prefer getting a baggier shirt. That way, it kind of just hides everything, But then I wear it with like a high waisted pant to kind of give it some figure. So like that to that extent is how I consider my physique when I dress. You know, um, even if I have a stomach, it's like I still wear a size 32. Um, so I just suck it in, I guess.
Hmm.
You just
Okay.
poop a lot,
And you put
You
the
just
belt
gotta
over.
poop a lot. Yeah, that's the
You put the
secret.
belt over it. Yeah, I mean it's not like it's not that big. I really don't know exactly like the nuances of like how to dress for your physique or how to, you know, compensate for certain things. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, any thoughts from you guys, Spencer, MJ, on the
Um,
physique thing?
I
Just
mean,
make sure
yeah,
it
like I
fits.
said, I almost never wear sweaters just by themselves because I think, uh, I mean, one, like I said, they're usually pretty plain, but two, yeah, I think if it's a thinner sweater, it's pretty unflattering. I could maybe wear like a super chunky like turtleneck or something by itself, but I don't own one, so I don't know.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, yeah, I do consider physique when I get dressed. Recently, I've been trying to just like be, I guess, more honest when I look at myself in the mirror, and really decide if it looks good on me or not. And
Yeah.
if I do not think it looks good on me, I will change out of it. So it's kind
Yeah.
of, I don't know. I don't really have any rules, but it's just on a case by case basis, I
Well,
guess.
well, like I said, like I think you don't wear a lot of t-shirts because of your arms, right? Like that's kind
Yeah.
of
Oh, well,
like kind
that's
of a
what I
thing.
said. Like, if I started working out and got bulkier arms, I would wear more t-shirts and short sleeve button downs. But I prefer, long sleeve shirts rolled up to like the elbow or a little bit above, just because I think that looks a little bit more flattering on me. Like,
Gotcha.
I think if you have scrawny arms, I don't think short sleeve shirts or t-shirts look particularly good in most cases.
MJ, how about you?
Yeah. I don't know, it's probably just coincidence, but I haven't been wearing like, also because it's hot, right? But
Yeah.
um wearing sweaters like by itself, I've had a hard time doing it because lack of pockets, lack of utility from like you know, from like a short coat or a jungle jacket or a blazer or whatever. Um yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, I mean, like uh wearing sweaters on its own, as far as physique wise, like it's fine. I don't wear like slim sweaters or anything like that, so it doesn't bother me too much. I just I just buy or sweaters that are my size, pretty much. You know?
Kind of makes
I
sense.
do know.
Yeah.
Hopefully that makes sense for you, David. Hopefully we answered that question.
Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for submitting your questions. And then we had like one more, but maybe we'll get to it next week about wearing milk with tailoring. It's kind of a fun one that maybe I don't know if we can
Short
say it
answer
other
is
than we
yes,
just do
but
it. But yeah, it's kind of you just look at all of our Instagrams and you'll find it's more often than not, it usually says it's usually military pant plus sport coat. And that's it. Like
Well,
that's
plus
all you gotta figure out
plus
right there.
loafers or something.
Plus
yeah.
loafers, yeah, exactly. Not really, yeah. Don't want to get into it too much, but like, maybe don't wear like lace ups or something, with that.